Let's move on to a running back. Here's a running back that I would much rather prioritize. Even if I can't use him this week, I can see a much more longer tail upside being there with Leonard Fournette, only 5% rostered, and I think he is worth at least 10 to 12% of your FAAB. If you're not in win now mode, if you have the ability to be patient here, I think stashing big old Lenny could win some leagues down the run here. Let's just look at Latavius Murray here, top 25 in red zone carries and top 4 in inside the 5 attempts, and yet he has been stopped at the 1 yard line and failed to score a touchdown on 4 of his team high, almost league high, 8 attempts, stuffed 4 times at the 1 yard line. That is absurd, insanely inefficient, and any eyeballs can see just how bad Latavius Murray looks. I imagine Leonard Fournette, as soon as this week, and definitely within the next 2 weeks or so, will have that Latavius Murray role on lockdown, and that's been 41% of the snaps these last 3 weeks, 30% of the rushing attempts, a handful of targets mixed in there. What does Lenny do better than anybody that was at least available on the waiver wire? We've seen it the last couple of weeks, score touchdowns, always efficient at the goal line, but also catching the ball. In fact, he has the 3rd and 4th highest receiving yards these past 2 seasons among running backs. He's the running back 4 and running back 15 in points per game the past 2 years. Now, I know this is going to be a much different. I don't expect him to be that Lenny absorbing all the entire volume that made him such a valuable cog in that Tampa Bay attack. But I do think this is a guy that can be a Latavius Murray times 100, because that's how bad Latavius Murray is. Damian Harris, there's no real updates on what he's been. I do think this does hurt James Cook, just for what it's worth, and talking about the overall fantasy impact, to have a similar back role behind him that's actually much more productive. We'll see. And maybe Lenny just gained a ton of weight and is not looking great. We've seen it before from him in the past, but without seeing him with the eyeball test, all the reports were he's in solid shape and looked great in his tryouts. So we will find out. We will see for real soon enough. But I expect this to be a very similar to what you're kind of getting out of Kareem Hunt right now. The receptions, the TDs, and just a much more prolific offense. Not quite the workload that Hunt's getting. I do think James Cook will stay around that 60% guy, but man, you got to be a bit more concerned here with Lenny added. I might still try to buy James Cook if his owner's panicking right now over this move, but if anything happened to James Cook as well, you have this type of 3-down horse behind him too. So there's a lot of just regular upside if nothing happens, and this is the Lenny we get in a Latavius Murray role. Plenty of upside there, but you also have that handcuff with benefits upside. We know playoff Lenny, he has that ring with him as well. The team is welcoming in this type of proven product, and I think they're going to really use him. So I'm much higher than consensus on Lenny Fournette. I do not think this is just a fool's gold type of addition by any means. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.